Every so often you'll see a volume question which comes into the category of one volume melted into another. So sometimes it's like making wax candles or filling tubs of ice cream or something like that. But the idea is you start with one volume and then it melts and you want to see how it fits into another volume. So in this question here, we have an ice cube sitting in a glass. The ice cube length is 6 centimeters and the diameter of the glass is 8 centimeters. When the ice melts, we want to figure out what the height is that that water is going to take up. In this question, we are going to ignore the fact that water expands when it's freezing because of the hydrogen bonds formed here between the oxygen and the hydrogen. In reality, the ice cube would take up a little bit more space than its water form, but we're going to ignore that. Step 1 is we're going to work out the first volume, which is when it's in its cube form. So length times breadth times height, but all of those are the same, so we're going to have 8 cubed, which is 512 centimeters cubed. And then it takes up the space of a cylinder here. So I'm going to start with the volume of a cylinder, pi r squared h, and I'm just going to substitute in everything I know. Now this is a classic trick in exam style questions, is substituting into both sides of the equation. Quite a lot of the time people don't realise you can totally do that. So volume, do I know the volume? Yeah, I just worked it out. Get that in there. Pi is just a number. The radius, be careful, is 4. And the height is actually the only thing I don't know, so it's called x here. Okay, so if I want to get x on its own, figure out what it is, I need to change the subject of the formula to x. What is happening to the x? It's being multiplied by pi times 4 squared. So to undo that, I'm going to divide by pi times 4 squared. So I want to make sure I'm dividing by all of pi times 4 squared. If I was putting this in my calculator, I would either use a fraction button, or when it comes to the divide, I would use a bracket just to be on the safe side to make sure it divides by all of that pi times 4 squared, like this. Show my answer long, show my answer rounded with unit, and then just to make sure, yeah, this is a length, so it's only centimeters that we're working out here. So to recap, we're using our volume formula to work out the volume of the solid thing. Separate sum, we look at the volume of the shape it's become or the tub that it's being poured into, get that formula down, substitute into both sides of the equation, rearrange to find our answer, round, units. Done.